A lot can happen in a week, some of it good, some of it bad, some of it downright ugly. When faced with intriguing developments in the week's news, we turn to a rotating panel of non-experts to parse the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. On today's panel, Raúl Ramos, Associate Professor of History at the University of Houston, Mustafa Tameez, Media and Public Affairs Consultant and the CEO of Outreach Strategists, and Frank Billingsley, co-host of Houston Public Media's own Hello Houston, heard weekdays from 11 to 1 here on News 88.7. Raúl, Mustafa, Frank, welcome to Houston Matters. Good morning.
Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
Panel, you'll recall a court order extended early voting in the Texas 18th Congressional District special election runoff after polling locations were closed due to wintry weather Sunday and Monday. Voting was instead extended to Wednesday and Thursday, but wait times to vote were longer because, as our Natalie Weber reported this week, voters Wednesday and Thursday had to cast provisional ballots. That's a process that involves extra steps. Under federal law, any votes cast during extended early voting hours must be provisional. They also have to be reviewed by the county's early voting ballot board. Those who decided to wait to vote on Election Day itself Saturday won't have to deal with any of the extra steps or find their votes subject to that review. But some 18th District voters who have waited nearly a year to elect a new member of Congress had to wait just a little longer Wednesday and Thursday. Is this good, bad, or ugly, Raúl?
Well, it's good that we have an opportunity to vote, but like everything else in this state, they just have to make voting even harder. I mean, I actually went on Wednesday because I thought I had a second chance here, and I walked up to the door, and they said, there was a line first of all, and they said, it's because you have to fill out this form, and between the fear that my vote might not get counted, again, provisional ballots have to be reviewed a second time. I don't need an extra review. I want to hear right away. On top of that, Saturday's a day off, so I think voting should always be on a day off.
So we may see a lot of folks voting Saturday
That's
in
right.
the 18th District. Mustafa, good, bad, or ugly?
It's good. Look, I mean, instead of freezing the voters out, we found a way to bring them in the warmth of democracy, right? And there's a lot of legal issues that come into it. So using provisional ballots in this kind of an environment is probably a smart thing to do, rather than put those ballots at risk legally down the road. So I think it's good. I think people got an opportunity to vote. Voting got extended. All those things I think are a good day.
All right, good, bad, or ugly. Frank Billingsley.
Yeah, I'm with Mustafa. I think it was good. It took about 30 to 40 minutes extra if you had to fill out all the forms, and you even had to go before a judge. So, but can you imagine if this had not been done properly, and then somebody comes along and says, wait, all those votes that you did, they don't count now. So they had to do it. They did it. People put up with it, or they're going back on Saturday.
Panel, on Wednesday night, the Texas State Board of Education decided to delay a vote on a proposed public school reading list until April after hours of discussion over a religious focus in the choices and public concerns raised about a lack of diversity. The list comes from the Texas Education Agency, which under state law is required to create it, and schools will have to teach from it starting in the 2030-31 school year. The agency came up with nearly 300 books, even though the law requires just one for each grade. As the Texas Tribune's Jaden Edison reported this week, some of the choices seem obvious. Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat, S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders, they're among traditional favorites. Some on the list, though, are overtly Christian in nature, like The Parable of the Prodigal Son and The Road to Damascus. Opponents note, while those and other materials promote Christianity, there's little sign of any other religions represented. And while noted black authors, poets, and thinkers like Frederick Douglass and Langston Hughes have made the cut, some speakers Wednesday suggested the list lacked racial, ethnic, or gender diversity. The State Board of Education punts for now on a controversial and very long reading list for students from the TEA. Is this good, bad, or ugly, Mustafa?
It's good. Look, and the reason why I say that it's punting it till after the Republican primary. There's an open seat in the I think it's a 6th district, which covers part of Houston. So I rather them punt it and have a more robust discussion on this after the primary, because I think that this is something that, we're just seeing this slippery slide on our freedoms in lots of different ways, and we're aspiring to America of the past rather than the America of the future. And cutting reading lists like this is not the right thing to do. But I'm glad that we can have a discussion after the Republican primary.
All right. Good, bad, or ugly, Frank.
Yeah, I think it's bad in that whenever you hear a book ban, I think you think book burning, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a censorship in a country that prides itself on the fact that we are open to all opinions. And if you don't want your child reading a particular book, then don't let them read that particular book. But that doesn't mean my child shouldn't have the opportunity.
All right. Good, bad, or ugly, Raúl.
Well, I agree in the sense that this is about limiting what students can read. But I do feel it's a little bit of missing the forest for the trees here, because we have districts that won't even let students read entire books. Reading is seen as something mechanical versus versus exploration, versus conversation, versus questioning, and if we can teach those books and think of them in that way, then I think the goal here is not just to read the books, but to create future authors. It is, like Mustafa said, it is about the future. And if we continue to just replicate the past, we won't bring everyone along with us.
Finally, panel opponents of the Trump administration's illegal immigration enforcement policies, and in particular the killings by federal officers of U.S. citizens in Minnesota, heard a new voice join their cause. Well, actually, it's an old voice, a raw, raspy, hard-rockin' voice you may recognize, one Bruce Springsteen. Yes, as the boss explained on social media Wednesday, his new song, Streets of Minneapolis, is dedicated to the people of Minneapolis, our innocent immigrant neighbors, and in memory of Alex Pretti and Renee Good. Let's listen.
We'll take our stand for this land and the stranger in our midst. Here in our home they killed and roamed in the winter of 26. We'll remember the names of those who died on the streets of Minneapolis.
All right, the boss there. Among other lyrics, which Springsteen says he wrote on Saturday and recorded Tuesday, their claim was self-defense, sir. Just don't believe your eyes. It's our blood and bones and these whistles and phones against Miller and Nome's dirty lies. Bruce Springsteen releases a protest song about ICE and CBP. Is this good, bad, or ugly, Frank?
Oh, it's good. Where's Bob Dylan when you need him? I mean, this just reminded me of Blowing in the Wind. It almost sounds like Bob Dylan too. The rhymes are a little stretched, forced. The tune is fairly but it's Bruce Springsteen making a statement. He has the power to do it. I defend his right to say something.
All right, good, bad, or ugly, Raúl.
This is an American tradition, right? I mean, look, my first thought was Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, right? Which was a similar situation. It's this protest that's being put down by the military, or a militarized police. That song changed our culture. This song, I'm not sure if it will or not, but it's part of this tradition we have in our country, which there's another line in that song that I feel resonates even more, which is sort of a nod towards another song against military oppression, which is the Star-Spangled Banner. Right. This is in our DNA. This is what we do, and I think this is a way to honor not only the efforts that people are putting on in Minneapolis, but the deaths of Good and Pretti.
Good, bad, or ugly, Mustafa?
Look, it's great, right? I mean, Bruce Springsteen is Americana, and he always sings for aspirations of America, and so this is something that is timely and it's important. Either this is like Ronald Reagan's City on a Hill, or George H.W. Bush's, 1,000 Points of Light, or Compassionate Conservatism for George W. Bush, or this is, America of Nixon, where it's law and order, and the people that say law and order are breaking the law, right? And they're destroying the order of our society and dividing us. And so I think this type of music helps inspire people just to do more.
I have to admit, when I first heard that he was doing this song and I heard it was going to be Streets of Minneapolis, I was fearful that he would pull an Elton John and he would just take an old song, Streets of Philadelphia, and just rewrite the lyrics and record that. I was pleased to find out, no, he went original on this entirely.
And maybe it'll make people remember that Born in the USA is not a song about how great the U.S.
It's a folk song itself. Raúl Ramos from the University of Houston, Mustafa Tameez from Outreach Strategists, Frank Billingsley from Hello Houston. Thank you all very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.